This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Monday, September 29th, and this is episode 468 of Walt Disney World Today. I'm your host, Len Testa. With me, as always, the reliable, the consistent, Mr. Mike Scopa of All Ears Net. How's it going, Scopa?
Hey, Len, 1,000 rubies, sometimes more, but we don't know what we dig them for.
1,000 rubies, sometimes more, but we don't know what we dig them for. Snow White.
That's correct.
Thank you. And also with me, the ever-talented and also equally reliable Mr. Mike Newell of MouseWorldRadio.com. Mike, have you noticed that I haven't screwed up anyone's name this podcast?
No, you don't do that. That's not your thing.
Amazing. It's a sign of mental deficiency when you do that.
Although I will say you could tell when Len's hosting within the first 10 seconds the word frickin' has already been used.
Exactly. Scopa.
That's frickin' Len for you.
Newell's hand is so close to the button right now he's probably got repetitive stress injury from hitting it so many times.
I got carpal tunnel just from Len hosting this week.
Exactly.
All right. Move. Come on. Will you please just introduce frickin' Annette and let's get going.
And as always, the reliable, lovely, and talented Annette Owens of MEI and MouseFriendTravel.com. How's it going, Annette?
Hey, thank you for calling me reliable, even though, a week ago we were kicking me off.
We all show up every week, right? We come in, we put in our time. We don't let external events, small little silly things that
life comes first. The show comes first. The show must go on.
Exactly. I mean,
Len, you need to correct that. You mean alleged external events.
That's right, alleged external events. So if we have any new listeners, one of the people who used to be on the show, Matt Hochberg, allegedly got married a couple weeks ago, but didn't invite any of us actually to the wedding.
Not that
we're bitter or anything, but we haven't heard from him since. So we don't know if there was a quote wedding or not, and we haven't heard back from him. So as far as I know, he's on a 2-week drunk in Tijuana, whatever.
Oh, he's working on the bailout.
He's working on the bailout plan. That's it.
That's brilliant.
Suspicious. AIG fails. Hochberg goes out of town. I never thought of it that way. All right, today we're talking about best places for chocolate in Walt Disney World. Chocolate is a topic that makes us all very, very passionate. And this is Mr. Mike Scopa's idea. Mr. Scopa, since this was your brilliant idea, by the way, I don't think in the almost 500 episodes we've had, we've even discussed chocolate once as a main topic. How you keep coming up with these things is just amazing. But let's go with it. Chocolate.
Chocolate.
What did you have in mind when you came up with this topic? Scopa, go. I'm going to be like
okay.
Scopa.
Okay. Well, we all know that food is
New Jersey. No, sorry, go ahead. Scopa, go ahead.
Welcome, Tryon. The thing is that, when we nothing says chocolate like Walt Disney World, and nothing says food like Walt Disney World. And when anybody goes down there, food is a big part of the vacation, and a big part of food is the dessert, and a big part of dessert is chocolate. And we know that there is chocolate aplenty down there, but I thought it would be good for us to talk about our favorite places to go for all things chocolate. And the first place that comes to mind for me is a place that I try to visit every single time I go down there, and that's Beaches and Cream, because I love the No Way Jose, and to me, chocolate goes really good with ice cream and peanut butter, and that's my number one place to go. And I remember one time eating a No Way Jose the night before I did a 15K down there because I needed to carbo load, and that was the place to go. Oh, yeah. The night before, I said, I'll have a No Way Jose. Then I went out the next day and I ran almost 10 miles. So
I can't believe you flunked out of medical school. It's just amazing.
So that's my first place, Len.
So that was your carb?
So Scopa's running by the water stations, and they're jabbing him with insulin needles during the race. People are handing out bananas. There's a guy running by Scopa with the defibrillators in hand going, clear! They're like going like this.
Clear.
Clear. Oh, funny.
Oh,
that's chocolate ice cream and chocolate syrup.
What?
It's chocolate ice cream and chocolate syrup. What's the chocolate in it?
You've never had this?
No, I'm not a big ice cream fan, especially.
Next week,
of course,
Glenn.
There's no liquor in it.
Next week.
It's a It's like about, let's see, Mike and Annette, I know you both have seen these. Would you say it's about maybe, it's not quite a half a gallon of ice cream, but it's a lot.
Half a gallon of ice cream?
It's half a carton of ice cream, yes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
And it's about a jar of peanut butter and about 2 cups of chocolate sauce. And it's good. It's not quite like a bottle of maple syrup in Canada, but it's
There's a huge size difference between the two as well.
I had, you drink 3 ounces of maple syrup and you're branded for life, but you can eat 8,000 calories of ice cream and call it a vacation? What? I don't get it. That's funny. All right.
Well, I guess just to add to Beaches and Cream, if you're going to go there, I'm all for the chocolate brownie sundae, which is the chocolate brownie and the chocolate hot fudge. Just as big as a No Way Jose, but, you get a little brownie in there.
So what, that counts as like some sort of protein or what?
Cake.
Cake.
Bread, milk.
Okay. Oh, you're right. Because, substituting cake for ice cream is so much better for you. I totally understand. Wow, so that's amazing. I can't imagine that one person could eat all of that.
Oh, really?
Well, present company excluded. I'm talking about normal people, regular normal people. That's amazing. All right, and what about you? Besides that, best place for chocolate.
Best place for chocolate. This is kind of a mixture here, but one of my favorite places, and I know I've mentioned the bakery. I think I mention it every time we talk food. But I love to go to the bakery and get the chocolate chip cookies with the ice cream in it there, and get the ice cream sandwich.
Yes.
With the fresh baked cookies.
You mean on Main Street?
On Main Street at the bakery in the Magic Kingdom.
Them is good eating. You know who else has really good ice cream sandwiches is Sleepy Hollow Refreshment.
Yes.
Yes.
And eat them fast though, especially in the summer.
That's well, yeah. So you get it's weird because you're getting that rush from the chocolate chip cookie and the brain freeze. So it's like, oh, this is great. Oh, this hurts so much. Oh, this is great. Oh, this hurts so much. It's like,
and you have to eat it that fast, or it'll be melted.
Otherwise it melts. And it is kind of funny, but it's just so funny because you know that there's a brain freeze coming up, but you can't help yourself.
That's true.
I think it's classic. What about you, Mr. Newell? Favorite places for chocolate?
I have to say that I enjoyed the chocolate mousse that I had when we did this sap and.
Wait.
Oh, jeez.
Wait a minute. You actually tasted it?
You enjoyed it? So for our listeners who don't recall, a couple dozen episodes back, we did an Eat Around World showcase that just happened to be it's one of the classic episodes of the podcast. We were all miserable about a third of the way through it, and so Mike is talking about the chocolate mousse he had during that show. What show number was it?
Oh wow,
it's in the 400s. We have to go back and check the podcast link or
it's called Sip, Snack, and Sick. I think it's called.
We're changing the titles.
We'll post in the show notes for those of you who have just started listening. But it's hysterical. It's one of the funniest episodes we've ever done. So, Newell, where did you have this chocolate mousse at?
That was in Norway in World Showcase. The only problem that I had with it is I still had the taste of nachos that I had 2 minutes prior. Other than that, it was very tasty. It was very nice.
So you had
nachos and chocolate.
Nachos and chocolate.
Taste of nachos and chocolate.
Yeah, and if I had eaten the black beans like Scopa wanted me to, that would have done me in.
Oh, that would have been so miserable.
That could have been another show.
Yeah.
So have you gone back and had the mousse again without that day?
Oh, God, no.
If you had eaten those beans, we could have called that show Sip and Two.
No.
Get the button ready. Get the button ready.
No.
He's got enough trouble with me, Scopa. You don't add more.
Really? Exactly.
So, it's interesting because I also have a favorite chocolate place that came out of the World Showcase Sip, Snack, and Purge or whatever we called the show. And that was the chocolates in Germany were actually very good. So I don't know, for those of you who don't know, there's actually a little chocolatier place in the Germany pavilion where you can go get individual pieces of chocolate. So if you wanted a sampler of caramel filled or mint filled or graham cracker covered or whatever chocolates, you could do that in the Germany pavilion, and you can get a couple of pieces of chocolate for less than $1, 2 or 3 pieces of chocolate for less than $1. It's really not a bad value when you want something sweet, but you don't want 2 pounds of cake or a 12-inch pretzel or something like that. It's really a good place to stop. Plus, if you're going clockwise around World Showcase, Germany's about the time where you need a little pick-me-up. And by pick-me-up, normally I mean tequila, but assuming you've gotten past Mexico, the chocolate there really isn't bad at all. Scopa, do you have any other places for chocolate? I can't think of any good chocolate places in the animal kingdom. Can you?
In the animal kingdom, I can't think of anything good for anything in the animal kingdom.
Anything good, period. The animal kingdom. Well said.
Kingdom.
I haven't had any chocolate.
Topeka, Kansas. Sorry, that's my Larry King moment. Go ahead.
I'm trying to think. Possibly Tusker House. They have a dessert island in the middle of the area where you can get your food, and they do have, I believe they had a chocolate cheesecake there. But
I don't love chocolate cheesecake.
No, I mean, Animal Kingdom. No, I think one of the places that comes to mind is yet another place that I know Annette and I, because we were so dedicated to the show and because we knew down the road that we would have this type of an episode, we both visited Kringla Bakery Oak Cafe in Norway.
Nice,
and
nice.
I think we had something chocolate there, Annette, but I forget what it was.
Mine was double or triple chocolate cake. It
Ooh.
was lots of
understand
chocolate.
this.
It was
Yeah.
very, very good.
Tell me more.
I did not have that on the day that we ate around the world. That
Well, we
was
were
the
trying
day
to get
prior.
we were trying to get as little food into our stomachs as possible. Then that was the way to go there. What kind of what was triple chocolate about it?
There was
It
a
had
layer of fudge, wasn't it? A layer
Yep.
of fudge.
Fudge, and there was
Fudge.
I want to say there wasn't mousse on it. Was there mousse pot? It was. I don't remember now.
The icing was lighter, though. It wasn't.
It was
It
decadent.
might have been. Yeah. Oh, it was good.
So it was chocolate cake, fudge, and chocolate icing.
There you go.
God
That's
bless
it.
America. Seriously.
Can't get any
people
more
want-
chocolatey than that.
I mean, no, it was Norway and all, but it was an American theme park, and that's what made this country great. And not stopping, because some chocolate would have been good for most countries. More chocolate would have been acceptable for the vast majority of countries outside the United States. But it's the United States that goes to excess and says, you know what? One more.
You can never have enough.
You can never have enough. That's the kind of thinking that A, gets this country into trouble quite a bit, but B, sometimes really makes us just the best in the world.
Oh my gosh.
All right,
Well,
so
you were asking about Animal Kingdom.
yes.
Let me go to Animal Kingdom Lodge. If you're going to have a little bit of chocolate there, go for a Zebra Dome.
Ooh.
Pure heaven.
Ooh, pulling it out of left field. Nice.
Sort of white. That's
Sorry,
white
I'm
chocolate, I guess.
But again, we're like the Rainbow Coalition of chocolate lovers here. We'll accept any color chocolate. Really, we're an inclusive group here. White
Maybe there
chocolate,
wasn't
dark
chocolate in that. I just
regular
those.
brown chocolate. It's all good to us.
If you go to Mediterranean Fresh, they have an area for the desserts, and I know that they have a pretty good chocolate mousse. I mean, they've got I think they have 3 or 4 different chocolate options for their desserts, and one of the nice things about it is that you can eat as much as you want, it's very, very, it's very light, but it's very, very good.
See,
Or you can have friends send you pictures of what they're eating.
that's an idea.
Yes,
That's an
not just
idea.
one, but 2.
So we're all heading down to Food and Wine this coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and hopefully there'll be some more chocolate for us to sample there. I'll go with one more, and then Newell, I'll call on you for another one. My favorite chocolate actually was taken away at the Magic Kingdom. It was in the candy store where they had the Wonka bars. Sadly, they are no more.
Yeah.
And I haven't tried any of the other chocolate there, but it looks like it's the same type of chocolate bar that you get anywhere else. Oh, you know what we're forgetting? The chocolate shop in the United Kingdom, where you can get all the chocolates that aren't available, like the Cadbury chocolates that aren't available in the United States.
Annette, remember that?
Oh,
We
we're
had-
gonna. What was the name of that thing? We're gonna
God.
get written up
It was
on.
like- it was like-
Oh, we got
Flaky
so much. Yeah, flaky. Or we got in trouble because we didn't know how to pronounce it. Flaky. what was it?
Flakee, flaky, but it was like eating chocolate flavored air.
Oh,
That was well, it would have been good. Again, if you had like a strong cup of coffee, and it was
And-
like
and no
5 or 6
nachos?
o'clock or 8 or 9 o'clock, and there's maybe a
No
little bit
nachos.
and no nachos. Yeah, and you hadn't eaten at the 10 other countries.
croissants and
Yeah, you hadn't eaten at the 10 other pavilions before you got to that one. That would have been good, but as it wasn't bad.
No.
It was really though. It was interesting. So in my mouth, it had the. Sometimes you bite chocolate, and it has like a sweet sort of almost sugary type of flavor to it, like an artificial sugar. This didn't. This had a nice round chocolatey flavor in my mouth. It wasn't good because, again, we'd eaten for the last 9 countries. And
Yeah.
I think you'll need to eat those this weekend and then report back.
I would be happy to do a sample of every single bar that they had in there. Again, they'd have to be jabbing me with the insulin as I kept walking like Scopa does when he runs. But actually, the chocolate bars in the United Kingdom are actually, I think, one of the hidden treasures of World Showcase. Noel, what else do you have?
I'm also a big fan of the fudge at the Main Street Bakery too.
Yes. Now, again, because we are an all-inclusive group, I will go out on a limb here and say fudge that doesn't technically have any chocolate in it still counts in this episode. What's your favorite flavor of fudge?
I like the mint fudge.
Mint. You are a spicy man.
Ooh, thank you.
Yes. That is you, though. Cool and dark. Yes, that's you. That is you.
That is me.
What other kinds of flavor of fudge? I know they've got like an vanilla orange flavored fudge there. Has anyone had that?
Fudge with peanut butter is really good too.
Yeah, so I've heard. Yeah. I'm not a big peanut butter fan, other than peanut butter Captain Crunch. That's interesting.
It's two great tastes that taste great together.
What do you get to drink with that though? You can't tell me you're drinking soda with that.
No, that's too much. There's really nothing you can drink with it that's really good. I mean, water is just too bland. Soda's too syrupy. Milk. But do you want to have milk in the middle of August? 90 degree heat?
No. Well, coffee too. It's tough.
No, I don't drink coffee. That's a good question.
What do you drink with that? That's a whole nother episode.
or you can get a chocolatey dessert that is almost like drinking with it.
Ooh,
go ahead.
I like what you think.
One. You have one, and then I have one, and we'll call it a show. Go ahead.
All right. The one that I'm thinking of is at La Cellier. I've had it several times. It's called the Chocolate on Chocolate Whiskey Cake, and it is chocolate cake brushed with Canadian whiskey, layered with chocolate mousse, finished with honey thyme anglaise, and a chocolate vanilla walnut sauce.
Ooh, that's a lot of chocolate.
It's a lot of chocolate.
Wow.
Go ahead.
And you've had it before? It's good? I don't know if I can
I've had, yeah, it's good. Especially if you're on the dining plan because it's $7.99.
Nice shot. So the one that I like is the other chocolate thing that I have is the dessert over at Raglan Road, and it's chocolate cake. But I think I've said this before on the show. It's really like a cup of melted chocolate, like a Demitasse cup of chocolate with the thinnest layer of something that apparently was dough at one point, but it's not an eighth of an inch thick, and it's only there. I guess it's there so that they can call it cake, so that you can look respectable to your friends and not look like you're drinking just a cup of melted chocolate. That's that.
What is it called? What is it called?
It's like their chocolate. It's sort of like their flourless chocolate torte or something, but there's no cake. And if it's there, it's like on top of the cup, and they put it on when the thing is done. So it's really just like a Demitasse cup of melted chocolate, and I'm saying this like it's bad, and I don't know why, because I really shouldn't be judgmental on this. It really is good. So it's a Demitasse cup of melted chocolate with an eighth-inch thick topping of something that might be reasonably construed if you kind of squinted and sort of looked the other way, and you could call it cake, but it's not really cake. It's just there. It's an excuse more than anything. It's the thinnest of thin excuses. It's fabulous. Everyone should get 2. And then drink afterwards. All right, that's going to do it for us today. This has been another episode of Walt Disney World Today. For Mike Scopa, Mike Newell, the fabulous Annette Owens, and some guy named Hochberg, I'm Len Testa. We'll see you on the next show.
What a sweet show.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.